Hello, Mayank. How are you doing?
Hi, sir. I'm fine.
Mayank, you are currently at your home in Assam. Am I right?
Ye- Yes,
Which city do you live in?
Guwahati.
Guwahati. And you performed brilliantly at the Maharashtra Chess Festival, the Grandmaster Open there, and you scored your first GM norm.
Yes.
Are you surprised because your rating when you entered the tournament was 2141? Generally at this rating everyone's trying for their IM norm or even just to gain rating points.
My aim was to get the international norm only, but okay, I got the Grandmaster norm, so it's good. It's good. I performed well, so I got my Grandmaster.
I just want to show all our viewers your performance here. You managed to first beat a lower rated player, 1853, and then you drew against Alexandrov, very strong GM. Then you drew against Milos Spar, an IM. Then you drew against GM Azer Mirzoev. So you're going on track towards your IM norm. But then you beat Nubairshah Shaikh, who is a very good IM. Then you drew against Armen Barsegyan, who is an IM. And then came this three victories against three strong players: Nitish, Belurkar, GM Vladimir, Burmakin, and Fedorov, Alexei. What a dream 9 rounds you played.
Yes, after a draw against Armenian Barcelona, I understood that I have my norm chances. So I played in my best strength I could play. And the game against Nitish Belurkar just was completely insane.
Yeah? Should we go and look at that game?
Yes, we could. I
Okay.
managed to outplay my opponent.
And he's very strong. He's 2450. So a
And he was
very
a champion of indoor grandmaster as well.
right. Okay, so let's have a look. You were playing with the black pieces. He opened with e4 and you had the French defense. Do you generally
Yes.
play the French?
No, this was I prepared it in the Maharashtra GM because I prepared it at home generally. I generally don't play French. I generally choose Sicilian
Okay, so this was a
just to
surprise for
surprise
him.
my opponent.
Hmm.
Just to surprise my opponent.
Okay, knight c6, queen b6, a3, and you played the move c4. Now, generally giving up the tension is not a good idea, right? In the center.
In French advance, everything is right.
Yeah, everything is right. But what is the point of pushing the pawn to c4?
Just to prevent B2 B4.
Okay.
And after B2 B4, we are generally forced to capture on D4, and after that the B1 knight gets the square on a beautiful square on C3.
So you are saying if I go bd7, then he would play
B4.
b4, take, and the
CD,
knight can
CD.
develop here.
Yes, this is not very good for black.
Got it. So you went c4, knight d2, and then came the move knight to a5.
To
Again,
prevent B4 again. To
clamping
prevent
down
B4.
on the b3 square, b1. He still wants to play it.
Eh. And bishop D7, it still prevent B4 because of the pin on A4.
So take here, and if he takes with the knight, you have this move
Bishop A4.
bishop a4. I think this is
Still the
theory,
line
no?
line
This
the still the line continues at knight into A5, bishop into D1, rook into B6, A into B6, King into D1.
or maybe first check. Yes, I
Yeah, maybe
think
check also first possible. King bishop E5 check, King E7, then takes on D1.
right. And then this way, and I think black is okay here.
A4. A4.
A4.
Black has not completely equalized still because white is active and has active pieces, but okay, this line leads to equality. If
Hmm.
black knows the stuff.
So you knew this. Okay.
Yes.
He played h4. Did this come as a surprise?
No, no, I was well prepared against H4.
Okay, you were well prepared. H6, h5, and long castle. Wow. So I mean, I
And
know, I know that these are common themes in this position. Like you can castle long, but still, for someone
yes,
who's seeing it for the first time, it looks risky, because he can open up the position with b3 at the right time.
because when the bishop is on decent, B4 is just almost impossible
Because
because
of
of the pin
this
on A4.
bishop a4 taking en passant and bishop a4 idea.
And the d2 knight is also a very bad piece because it is not allowing the c1 bishop to develop.
Hmm.
So generally, white will have to play around g3, g4, and then somehow bring the knight to f1.
That's what he did. He put his bishop here and then castled. Meanwhile, what is your knight doing on c8?
Because the idea is to play a6, queen c7, knight b6, and bishop a4,
Oh my god, getting more
and
control
then
on light squares.
the king to a7.
Okay, fantastic.
Means black could later play f5, f6 break in the game. So I think the king is much safer on a7
Hmm. Hmm. So what should
if the
white's
position opens
plan
up.
be? Should white go f4, f5, but then his king might get exposed, no?
The position is very close, so white king will always be safe.
Okay, so he should go for
My
f4, f5.
my opponent played very well here.
Hmm.
This is the best play
Okay,
approved by
let's
the engine.
rook e1, queen goes back, queen e2, and now you got your bishop there. Knight f1,
Yes,
bishop e7, bishop f4, a6, knight e3. So he's playing well, and
yes,
you are not. Are you thinking because f6 is not so easy right now with this bishop
yes.
here? So maybe you are looking
Now,
for g5 or g6?
yeah, g5 was a possibility, and g5 actually works here.
Ah, okay.
But the lines are very complicated and it's difficult to assess. As
So
at g6, fg6, and the e6 pawn is going.
yes, exactly. So how is it
At
working?
g5
Ah, g5. Oh, bishop
and
trapping.
knight, the 9 to d5, and okay, it's and now engine prefers rook into d5. It's the only move to equalize.
Take and
gf4 and gf4.
wow.
It's very complicated. It's hard to understand.
Right. Not so easy to know who's better
And
here.
I didn't prefer this position as black because the bishop on a4 and the knight on a5 are very passive, and okay, I just didn't like it.
Hmm. So you thought about it, but then you decided let
Yes,
me just go knight b6, improve my
yes,
piece.
yes,
Knight g2, king a7, and bishop e3. Oh, and now you brought your rook. Now you want to go g5.
yes, yes.
So he went knight h2, and now you first defended this pawn, so that if this, then you can take with the f pawn. Yeah.
The bishop has done its work on a4. Now it's time to bring it back.
Okay. Rook f1, queen c8, f4.
Overprotecting the f5 square. The idea of queen c was to overprotect the f5 square.
Why? But
Huh?
in
Yes,
where will it be useful for? Like to stop f5?
yes,
Hmm. Okay, knight comes back. All your pieces are slowly coming back.
yes.
Rook e1, bishop d8, g4.
97.
This is looking very scary for you. Yes, you are not doing anything, and he's
It's
coming.
not at all scary. I feel it's even scary for black as if because white king is getting very weak by f4 and g4 push, and if black plays g6 or f5, sometime white king can get weak.
So you were actually waiting for him to
Yes,
overextend, and then you can break through.
yes. I was just bringing all my pieces.
Okay, king h1, g6. Now,
Yes, I feel g6 is a mistake here.
why?
I feel f5 would have been much stronger.
Hmm. And if he
gf5.
takes here, this would
Oh,
not be
ef6
good.
is just very bad. gf6.
Yeah, opens up the rook. So he must,
gf5 is the only move.
yeah.
Knight f5, bishop f5, ef5. And I don't know why I felt that this position is not good for black because the main reason was that the d7 bishop is just very passive.
Hmm.
But okay, black has its own terms with g5, and okay, the position is complicated, but it's of course easier to play as white.
Right. Okay.
Wh- Means white can here, or of course, play bishop f2.
Bishop f2, maybe get here, maybe rook g1,
Yes,
put
yes,
bring the rook there. Okay. So you went g6. He played
yes.
bishop f2.
But the main problem of g6 that now black is just very passive,
Hmm. Queen
and queen c7
c7.
was a major mistake in the game.
Really?
Yes,
Why?
the
Can you
strongest move.
explain?
Actually, my idea was to bring the b6 knight into the game to via c8.
Huh.
But later I understood that the queen on c8 is necessary to guard the f5 square.
Right.
The strongest would have been move here would have been knight a8.
Bring your knight here.
Yes. Knight
It's
a8, c7, e8, g7.
c7. Oh my god. Okay, got it. Uh, Mayank, have you ever played a game where till move 27, none of the pieces have been exchanged?
Till move 37, none of the pieces were exchanged.
37.
Yes.
That must
We
be
can
a record, yeah, or not?
yes. We can't experience such a game always in our life.
Hmm.
So I was just enjoying this game.
You are enjoying yourself, King 8.
And King 8 was again I feel a mistake.
But you here it can't be very big mistakes, right? Because both sides are sort of waiting around.
Actually, White is not waiting. White has a plan of playing f5 and Black should have hurried up.
Hmm. But
Make queen c8 here would have been the best.
you have to stop his plan. What is your active plan now?
My active plan is to wait until he plays his plan because after he completes his plan, Black will have enormous activity.
Hmm. That is interesting that you have to wait for him to execute his plan so that you get active play.
And
bg3.
here I was starting to get wrong with king 8 and rook f8. I should have played rook f8 one move back.
Here.
Rook f8.
Hmm.
And now next the idea is brilliant with knight g8.
So if he just plays bishop g3, you will go knight
Uh,
g8.
yes, something like that. And if now f5,
Hmm.
gf5, gf5, ef5, bishop f5,
Yeah.
and now maybe queen c8.
Hmm.
I feel this position is very sharp, and black has the idea of bishop g5 coming up next.
Right. Interesting. You can also think about f6 break if possible at some point.
Yes, yes.
Got it. Okay. So king 8, rook g1, rook f8, bishop g3, queen c8, rook f1, rook g8, bishop h4, knight came here,
Knight c.
and he didn't
And
exchange the
yeah,
bishops.
bishop d8 was the strongest.
But till move 37, he has planned not to trade anything.
No, not bishop d8 would have been just very strong. I don't know why Engine was saying that bishop d8 is very strong.
I mean, queen takes d8 would allow f5, but you may take with the
And knight
knight.
takes d8. Yes.
And
Engine
then,
says the idea of queen f2, h4, f6, something like that.
oh, also is f5 still possible here?
Maybe not. Maybe not because of gh5,
Yeah, take.
gh5, and now ef5.
Or you want to take on g1 first?
Yeah, maybe g1 is also yes. Maybe g1 first.
Take on g1, king g1, ef.
Okay, king g1 looks not.
I
King g1
wanted to
doesn't
keep
look
my
good.
rook here on
Okay, ef5, or maybe even
ef5,
f6 is possible.
but now bishop takes.
Okay, okay. The game was very sharp, but I feel this is the best way. Maybe f6 now. Maybe f6 a move earlier. Maybe
Hmm,
f6 instead of ef5.
f6.
F6. I don't know what is happening here. This is
Right,
really complicated.
got it. So he didn't exchange, he went back. You came here, bishop e1.
I was actually just waiting,
Yeah,
and
rook.
then I made a. I feel another mistake. Bishop d2 was a major mistake actually. By the way, for white,
Hmm.
he should have gone bishop h4 and traded on d8.
True, true. But why
I
is
should have
here?
actually engine just approves a wonderful machine line with f6. Yeah.
Wow.
And the lines are very complicated and difficult for a human being to find all of them,
Hmm.
actually.
Hmm.
The line goes with e into f6,
Okay.
rook f6,
Hmm.
G5,
Right.
at, at G5, FG5, Rook F1, Rook F1, E5.
E5.
Yes.
Can I not just take this free pawn here? G takes H5?
Uh, okay, maybe. Okay, maybe not Rook F5 first, maybe Knight H1. Actually, I don't remember the lines like very exactly, but something like that. With Rook F1 and then E5. And it's very dangerous for black. Right.
You want to at the right time break with E5. Okay.
E5.
So, but you didn't do that in the game. You were waiting, and finally you
Yes.
played A5,
F6. And
and
now
now,
F6.
okay,
And
finally we get
already,
some action, and first trade
yes.
happens.
Yes, and already by that time my opponent was in some time trouble with only 10 minutes on the clock and the position was just getting very complex from now.
Right. And you took, and he played
F5
F5.
and knight H4 was a mistake here.
It was
Looks very
not.
act
Yeah, it looks
very
good.
act but it's actually very bad.
How should he have taken
Messing
advantage of it?
the only way to take advantage which I missed during the game and maybe my opponent did too was to play F6,
Mm-hmm.
Bishop E6,
Yeah.
knight F5, F E5. Actually is lost here. I relied on F E5 during the game, but actually white has knight D6.
Oh,
Maybe me and my opponent both missed it.
I think this check, it comes with a check. That is
Yes,
the problem.
yes, yes.
Hmm. So he played
Knight
knight
E
G2.
Knight E7 was the only move after F5.
This is better.
Yes, F E6,
Yeah.
Bishop E6, EF6,
Hmm.
and now a backward move Knight G8. And okay, backward moves are very difficult to find.
Right. Also, you might be still a pawn down this way.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But okay, F7 now I think black is just better
Mm.
because next H5 is coming, Bishop C7 is coming, and all the black pieces are getting active.
Yeah, this is what you were talking about, right? That let him execute his plan, I will get my activity.
Yes,
So that's what happened, knight h4, but he went knight g2, and I think this
yes,
is from here on you got your initiative.
yes. Knight G2, King G2, and then I played H5. But there was a stronger move than H5, which I figured out during the game, but I missed the brilliant continuation in the at the end of the variation.
Okay, what is it? EF?
EF5,
Okay, GF.
GF5, FE5, DE5,
Yeah, these two pawns look
B
monstrous.
B4.
D4.
Yes,
Okay.
I found it over the board, but CD4, Rook G8 check, King H1,
Only move, right?
Bishop C.
King
Yes,
h1.
only move. Bishop C6 check, Bishop G2, and I felt that okay, white is just better here because of this two pawns, but why black had took into F5 here.
Oh my god. What a move
The
that
game
would
was
have
just,
been.
the game was just very insane.
So if takes, bishop takes,
G2.
and then you
Okay,
are.
black white's just winner.
Well, he has two rooks, but I think his king is exposed, so.
Ah, yes, it's just very bad.
Right. Were you regretting the fact that in such lines, d4, this pawn on
Yes.
a5, you played
I
unnecessarily?
oh well, I didn't even notice that. Everything was happening on the king side. Nothing was. I didn't notice that anything is going on A5.
Okay. So h5 was played. Here you opened up the king side.
But if we look this H5 move according to a human being, then H5 is actually a very hard move to meet.
Hmm. I agree. I agree.
Where by that time my opponent was having only around 3-4 minutes on the clock, and I was having a 15 minutes lead.
Wow. You play very fast, right? In general.
Generally, but okay, this game I went slow.
Hmm. GH. F
Yes,
takes
F
c5, fe.
F e6, Rook F2, Rook F2, and just takes everything. And now what's the point of my plan of H5? Queen G8 check.
Keeping the queen so that his king is exposed.
Not going Rook G8 check, but going Queen G8 check.
Hmm. Because if rook g8, king h1, then you may
Queen
have
H3.
queen h3.
But okay, I feel white can hold after bishop F4, I guess.
Hmm.
Or maybe even H6. Means the queen is doing nothing on H3.
Right. But when you played queen g8, now king
It had a
h1.
hidden idea. Knight D7.
So
Going to
what?
F6 and then E4.
Wow. Wow.
And
Mayank, are
it's
you a
bit only
positional player or an attacking player?
okay, I don't know. I just see moves.
You just see moves. You don't
I
care.
can I can play everything. All the
Hmm.
position.
Hmm. Because I can,
I'm good in all the fields.
I feel like you maneuver your pieces very nicely here. Like knight d7, knight f6.
Okay, anyway, and Queen D6 was a big mistake.
Hmm.
Queen F5 was the only move, but okay.
But you would still go knight f6, no?
Yeah, but yeah, engine says that it holds with only 3 minutes on the clock. Finding all the such defenses is just very difficult.
Right.
Now engine says Rook G2.
Rook g2.
Yes, Queen E8,
Mm-hmm.
H6, Queen A4. And after Queen A4, I felt that okay, Black is just completely winning after Queen A5, but engine finds a defense with Bishop E3. Queen D1 check, and now Bishop G1. And okay, I think Black survives.
No,
I mean, not even Queen D1,
this is a
even
hanging,
Rook
yeah.
G1. But even Rook G1 is also possible.
Yeah, rook g1,
I mean,
maybe.
sorry, Rook G1.
Okay.
And okay, it's very hard to win for
Mm-hmm. Okay, he went queen d6. Let's see how you finished it off. Knight
Knight
f6,
F, Rook F6,
rook f6,
Bishop
takes.
F6, and Rook H5.
But this is not winning, right? This position, or is
Yes, but
it?
only White has only one move to hold, which is Bishop F4.
Uh-huh. But why is that the
And now
only move? Why not? Why? I mean, what is the problem with his move?
Queen G6.
Queen
After Queen
H.
H7, Queen G6 would have been stronger, preventing the king from running out from H1.
And you are also planning to come here, yes?
Yes, white pieces are very passive.
Hmm. So he went. You went here. He went bishop
Yes,
f4. But I
it's
think
a blunder now.
this
It's
is
a blunder.
the final blunder. Maybe people can pause the video here and think, how should black win?
Yes,
You spotted the win, yeah?
yes, Queen E4 check
Check,
and Rook
king
F5,
here, and rook f5,
winning the
and
bishop.
the piece is lost.
Yes, the piece is lost. And even the game.
Wow. And I think converting this was just very easy.
Very easy.
You cut the king, and then you bring your king in. Oh, you even went into the pawn endgame
Yes, yes, yes.
and win. Wow. Nice. That was really amazing, Mayank. I think
Yes, I
you must have really enjoyed winning this game.
yes, that was my best win in this entire tournament.
This one, yes?
Yes.
And after this win, you were already like on what, 5 out of 7.
Yes.
So you were almost very close to an IM norm, even if you lost both the games.
No, no, no. I have to win the next round against Burmakin Vladimir, or else the iron norm is impossible.
Really?
Yes.
You have to win, or a draw would be okay, no?
If I made a draw, I have to play the next 3-4 rounds perfectly
Hmm. So okay.
to
So
secure IM norm.
now Vladimir Burmakin is a strong player, and I think
Yes.
with him you had the white pieces. Very
Yes.
experienced player, and you this time your opponent goes for Karo Khan. Were you prepared against
Yes.
it?
Yes, and I prepared a new opening,
This is new line.
which is also known as the Botvinnik attack.
Pano Botvinnik, yes?
Yes.
Okay, who helps you to prepare during the tournament?
My coach, Swayam Smith.
Swayams Mishra, was he helping you during this event?
Yes, but the idea of Panabotnik was only found by me.
Ah, you found it. What
Yes.
attracted you to this opening?
Generally, because when I found search his game, he doesn't place the main line in the panel,
He plays
which
this
attracted.
G6 line, right?
Yes, I think the main line is knight c6.
Yes. Knight
After
C6,
knight f3, knight
BG4.
f3. This I also call it personally the endgame variation as cd5,
Hmm.
knight d5, queen b3, now maybe bishop f3,
Yeah.
gf3, e6, queen into b7, and knight into d4. Bishop b5 check, knight b5, queen c6 check, king e7, queen into b5, knight into c3, queen into c3, and queen d7. Queen d7, I guess. Queen d7 or queen d5, something like that. And
Hmm.
leads to endgame variation. It's an endgame.
Yes. And there are many famous games here. I think Fisher U is a very famous game. Uh, so you knew all of this.
Yes, but
Uh,
actually, luckily, he doesn't place the knight c6 main lines. So I felt that Panav is the best try against him.
but G6 is also a respectable line, right?
Okay, but I feel it. I personally feel it a dubious. Giving up the d5 pawn is not very nice.
So you
Earlier in the opening.
take castle. But you know what black wants? Black generally wants to kind of go this, and then pick it up, or maybe sometimes
Okay, black.
even get the
Okay,
bishop.
black generally doesn't goes for knight d7 and knight b6 because that's very dubious.
Mm-hmm.
The best plan is around knight a6, queen b6, and then going for some endgame with knight c7, rook d8.
Ah, and then winning it that way. Oh, sorry, rook d.
Yes,
Okay, let's see how you met it. BD2. Your idea is to put bishop on f3.
yes, to defend the d5 pawn.
Okay, so queen b6.
And knight a6 is generally the main move order.
I mean, bishop f3 is possible. You go knight a6.
Knight a6.
So here in this sort of standoff, both sides are happy with each other taking the queen.
Yes,
Because if he takes, you get the open a file, and if you take, he
yes,
gets the open a file.
yes.
Okay, so knight a6, knight e2, bg4.
Which is a mistake.
Why?
Huh?
Why? It looks
Just
okay,
taking,
right?
just taking on g4.
Take on g4. Let's
Yes,
say I take knight g4,
b6, queen into b6,
ab,
and now bishop g.
bishop g5,
Yes.
and you are pawn up.
Knight f6,
Mm-hmm.
and now d6 is very important.
And if I take,
Okay, now the black's pawn structure is ruined.
right,
And
and
so white has a better advantage.
also maybe some tactics with bf6, knight d5, or what?
Okay, currently it is not very attractive because of bishop d8.
Hmm.
I would prefer to keep the bishop there to attack the d6 pawn later.
Okay, got it. All right. So here he went. You went d6 directly.
It's a wonderful. It's a tactics actually, but okay, it doesn't works very well for white actually.
Okay, let's try to understand this. Firstly, I don't want to take with the pawn because, as you mentioned,
Yes,
it spoils the structure. At least this way. I
and
mean,
even the b7 pawn is handy.
yes, and then this is hanging. So that's not good. Suppose I take with the
Yes.
queen.
Okay, it's very bad because of bishop f4.
Oh, bishop f4.
White has a huge development delay.
Ah, and if I go here, you'll take with queen b7.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, the next option and the logical one is to take here. Oh, what about taking here? Is this
That was the best move actually.
this is the best? And the point
Yes,
after
ruined.
take,
Now taking on f3.
but you have this intermezzo, right?
Yeah, d7, rook e8, gf3,
Yeah.
rook e7. This position is very similar to the game, but here the white pawn structure is ruined.
You mean these pawns as well, and these
Yes.
pawns. But in the
So this
game, yeah,
so this pawn down endgame is holdable for.
pawn up endgame. Yeah, you are pawn up here.
Yes, black is pawn down.
Ah, you mean black can hold this.
Yes.
But in the game he took here. You took
And now
here,
d7. Yes.
here. Now took the queen.
And
Yes.
now and queen to b6 is the only move now to get advantage.
Yes. Otherwise, I mean, he might keep the queens on the board with your weak king.
Yes.
So take, and now knight b4 threatening knight c2. You
But
castle.
white has the castling rights.
So okay, this position now. I feel like black should have chances to hold this. No.
I don't feel like, but yes, black has shown chances, but it's very difficult.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Rook
Rook
d1.
d1.
Take, and you just played knight c3, and you're like, okay, trade this. I'm fine. But Mayank, don't you think like this pawn is weak? This pawn is weak.
White is already a pawn up, and I guess the d4 pass pawn is just very dangerous to meet her.
Hmm. Okay, so this is better. So
And
he
black also has the weak pawns on b7 and b6.
that is true. That is true. You can just defend this and then put your rook here. So he went rook d7. You went bishop e3. You are very happy if he takes either of your pieces. f5.
Yes, f4.
f4. Take. I think personally, I think your opponent would have thought he would make a draw here because
Yeah. Yes. This endgame should be holdable.
so where did he go wrong?
At the end of the game.
7. What's your plan here? What do you want to achieve? Because you see, you are a pawn up, but he's blockaded it very nicely.
My plan was to somehow invade through the c file
Okay.
and tactically defend my d4 pawn.
Hmm. So he went here, and now he is threatening to take this or not.
No, because rook c d3, the pieces are paid.
Oh my god. Okay. So he went here. King f7, king f3, b5. Would it make sense that he would go here? Because then I'm threatening to take on d4.
No. Now then rook b3. And black doesn't have the option of b5.
And it's very important that rook b3 is met with b5, yes?
b5. Yes.
Because now if I take here,
Yes. Take
take,
everything in b6, and I guess this endgame is winning for you.
this is winning because it's too passive. You are not just making his rook
Yeah.
passive, his king passive, and you can push this
And
pawn
a future
down.
h4, h5 could easily destroy the black piece.
Wow, okay, fantastic. So he played b5.
He defended the endgame like a machine, actually.
Hmm.
Threatening b4. Bishop f8.
You stopped b4.
Yes.
But he still played it.
Yes.
And his point is what?
To attack the d4 pawn.
Wow. I thought he would go rook b5 and try to win this pawn.
Me too, same.
Then why didn't he do that?
This is not good. B4 pawn is just not very strong. The d4 pawn is more important.
Yeah, because these are now doubled pawns.
Yes.
Okay. 8.
Actually, bishop f6 was the move I missed during the game, actually.
Easy to miss.
I also felt that he's going to play rook b5 and grab my b4.
Okay, tell me something, Mayank. Here you are in this position. Your opponent is happy with a draw because if you play rook e8, king f7, you played well. You've not lost a single game in the tournament. Did you not feel like repeating?
No, because actually only white can play for two results, sir. A
Hmm.
win or a draw.
Hmm.
And white has no chances to lose. So it's better to keep trying till the very end.
Okay.
And my opponent is slowly getting into some time trouble as he had only 8 minutes.
Hmm. Where
So
have
I prefer
you developed this fighting spirit from someone, or it comes naturally to you?
If it comes naturally, I always skip it.
You want to fight always.
Means
Never.
if I have no chance, means if I have no chances to lose, I will keep fighting.
Correct. Okay. Very practical. Bishop. I thought someone like Magnus Carlsen or someone, seeing his games uh, might
No,
have inspired you.
even if it Magnus, I will still play. If White has no chances to lose, means if I have no chances to lose, I will keep fighting.
Be it anyone.
Yes,
Okay, you went b6 now.
yes.
He took. You took with the rook. King f6. You gave a check. He went rook f7. Exchange.
He's playing perfect.
Yeah. And now your threat is rook c7 and winning this, right?
Okay, but it doesn't matter. But Black can easily hold with King E6, maybe F6. Yes, and now Rook B3 check. Rook B3.
During the game, did you feel like you have any chances here?
I felt that White has chances, but after taking a pause for a moment, I understood that okay, White has no chances to win. But here he made a blunder with G5.
Oh my God.
This was the time I was just waiting till then until he blunders at a certain moment.
He should have gone like h5 or h6, no?
Yeah, H6 is stronger, better, much better.
Okay, let's ask our viewers to pause here and think, why is g5 a blunder? And how did
Yes.
Mayank win this position? Okay, so here, what was the move, Mayank?
Rook into H7.
So he just missed
Not going for F into G5 is a wonderful thing because F into G5 would have spoiled all the advantage.
f g5, king
King
g5,
G5
rook
and
b8.
now King F4 billion.
And even though your pawn is here, you can never check him, so it's
Check it. And so
basically
it's a draw.
stuck here.
Yes.
So rook at 7. Okay, he has to play king g6, and now you
Yes, and
go
now playing
back.
Rook B7. Rook H8 would have been a massive blunder.
No, then he would just take. Then you have rook g8. Okay.
No, but Rook B6, Rook G8 and the endgame is theoretically drawn. King F7.
This is
Rook
a
G5, King
draw.
F6. F and H
Oh,
pawns are draw. If the king is
interesting.
not cutted on H file, then it's draw. Means if
Mm,
the king would have been on H6, then it would have been lost.
really?
Yes.
So let's say here I go king h6, you
Rook
take
G5,
here, and then
Rook
I
F6 maybe.
play here or b5, let's say.
Okay. And now H4.
And how would you win this?
Now White will play H5, King G3, King H4, and Rook G6 check and will just win easily.
Oh, and then king will come. Nice. Okay.
But this is actually not possible when the king is on F file because if White goes H4, H5, and King G3, White Black can check from G1 and H1.
Hmm. Sorry, just let me make those. So if here you go rook
Rook
h8,
H8,
rook
Rook
b6,
B6,
here.
King F6.
Sorry,
No.
here.
Okay. No. King F7 is important. Not King F6, FG5 would
Then
win.
you improve your structure. So I have to do king
Yes.
f7, then rook
Yes. Rook
g5.
G5. And now King F6.
And now if I do h4,
Rook B4.
you can attack this, king g3,
Yes. Rook B1.
just directly.
Yes, even this person. And
And
maybe it's a
and you will go from behind and keep checking.
yes. And it's a draw.
Okay, wow. So you you took this pawn, he went here, you went back.
And now Rook B7. And it's lost now.
And even if he takes here, you have now
Maybe F3. F3 and just win.
how to win this? Bring your
Or
king.
maybe, or instead of F3, maybe Rook B8 is possible.
Mm.
Maybe King G7,
What has happened? Yeah, let's stay here.
B7,
Yeah,
King H7,
yeah.
and just play F3.
Okay, I just
And
wait.
King F2, King, just White will bring the king to
You are
C2
saying
and
you will
just,
bring king here, then he has to move back, then you will
and then
bring your
C,
king like
C3, D.
this
Yes,
and
yes,
win these pawns.
yes.
Wow. Okay, got it. So rook b7, he played g4.
And now Rook B8. Just,
You also pushed the pawn because you are
yes,
confident enough that now your king can just move this way, then slowly
yes.
upwards and win these pawns. Wow, what a game, Mayank. You were alert till the very end. That is what.
It's just a fighting spirit.
Mm.
If we just keep fighting, then of course the opponent will blunder at certain moment.
Do you not?
Anyway, humans only make mistakes.
True, that is true. Do you not feel afraid when playing higher rated players that, oh, um, I might not be able to beat them?
I'm generally afraid, but in this round, I was not at all afraid, as this was the only chance for me to secure my international mastery.
And here you made it. You made your first IM
Yes,
norm.
yes, this game.
And how did it feel?
Okay, I was happy, but okay, my performance rating after winning this game was around 25-56.
Huh.
And I have to win the next game to secure my grandmaster now.
Okay, so like your happiness was short lived because it was immediately replaced with a new aim.
Yes.
So were you like very focused that you want to get a GM norm or
Uh, yes, I just didn't even realize till the very end that I got an international master now.
till when?
Huh? Until I saw my performance rating.
Oh, so you knew after round 8 that you have made your IM norm, but now you also someone told you that if you win your ninth round you'll get GM norm. Is that true?
Yes.
Who
Yes, my
who?
coach.
So I am told
My
you.
coach. Yes.
And so what was your approach going into this round? And you are facing Alexei Fedorov, again a grandmaster.
Okay, I was just playing confident. I was just playing as I'm playing all the rounds very confidently until the very end, keeping my fighting spirit till the very end.
Okay, let's go to and see the game because this is
And
very important.
surprisingly, this game got the best game of the round award.
Oh, it got the best game of the round. Wow. Okay, let's see.
Yes,
D4. Is this preparation or is this just over the board?
preparation.
You prepared such a sideline, yeah?
Yes, I was just preparing some sidelines in the stone.
Mm. Here G3 is also possible, right? To just double
Yes, I
fianchetto.
yes G3 B6 Bishop G2 Bishop B7 is also possible.
Okay, so but you went bishop E3, sorry, E3, bishop E2,
Bishop A2 and
A5.
A5 was a mistake.
Mistake.
Yes, I just don't feel that A5 is not at all necessary in this position.
But he can play A4, no, here or not?
A4 is just very bad. Now I can just easily play C4 also, or maybe just BA4 and C4 with a huge development advantage.
What about your weak A2 pawn?
Okay, A2 pawn is just impossible to attack.
Hmm.
And after A4, even B4 is possible.
Just push the pawn forward, yeah?
If B4 is also possible, A3, C4 coming next. And the A4 pawn is starting to look weak now.
But Mayank, whenever white plays B3 in such openings, A5 is a very common idea to push A4.
Maybe in this variation, it doesn't works very well.
Hmm.
Here,
Maybe
C6 would have been played.
I think when the bishop is on G2, it makes more sense to do this. Because then the
Yes,
C4
maybe.
square you don't have so much control. Something like that.
Yeah, maybe possible. I'm generally not a very expert. I generally don't play Reti very much.
Hmm.
So I don't know very much about the Reti.
So you don't play this much, and in this very crucial game, you played it.
Yes.
Don't you feel that in such crucial games you should play the opening, which is your main weapon?
I feel in crucial games we should generally focus on not on openings much, because after E4 I found many games starting with C5, E6, E5, and after C5 around playing the Sicilian Khans, Sicilian Taimanov, everything.
Hmm.
So I didn't have much time to prepare. So I gone for knight f2.
Okay. Fresh
And I
game.
already played knight f3 in the fourth round against Mirzoy Vazir, and it was a draw.
Got it. Okay,
So
he
I felt
he
that,
gave this pawn to you.
which is a mistake. E5 is a big mistake.
But okay, this is again an idea like you can't take here because your bishop is hanging.
But because of the move A5, the B5 square is now just very weak.
But he can always go C6, no, to
But
control
then the
it.
D6 square is very weak.
Next move I did not understand. My thinking here would be play C4 if
Yeah,
he
C4 would
takes
have been
here
better.
and then put knight on C3.
Yeah, maybe C4 would have been slightly more accurate.
Uh, because you
But
went
my
knight
idea
A3.
to bring the knight to b5.
Okay, he went knight c6.
And I played c4 first.
He took with
And
the
d5 was a
pawn.
mistake.
Taking with the pawn looks really dubious. Yeah, he should have
Yes, my
taken with his
knight. And okay, white has a slight advantage here. Queen d2.
defending your
At
bishop.
f3, bishop f3.
Yeah, I like this position for white in
Yeah.
general.
White has a better pawn structure, and the a7, a5 move just weakens the b5 square, and it feels very good right for.
Got it.
So that's why I'm telling that the a5 move was a mistake.
Mm.
And now
D
h3.
h3, he went back
Knight
knight
h6.
h6. You
Queen
traded
d8.
the queens, and now
Rook fd1.
okay, bishop. But
Okay, knight b5 was also possible after rook fd1.
sorry, knight
Knight b5.
here. This move, yes.
But okay, I didn't went for it because of e4.
Yeah, e4 and rook d2, right?
No, bishop g7,
King g.
ef3.
What about king g7?
Okay, I think after king g7, I could easily go knight fd4 or maybe knight h2, knight e1, and the c7 pawn is just almost impossible to defend.
Also, knight g5 attacking e4.
Yeah, knight g5 is yes, knight g5 also works.
Okay, so rook fd1. Sorry, we were analyzing knight b5, e4, bg7,
e4, bishop g7,
ef3.
ef2, bishop h6.
Yeah.
During the time, I considered knight b5, but after fe2, rook fe1, a4, knight c7, rook a5. I didn't got a complete follow-up for white as black is now playing rook d2 next. But after I analyze this game with engine says rook b1.
Engine doesn't care, yeah, it just is.
Yes.
Come
Rook
here.
d2, knight d5, rook a2, and ba4. Taking on a4 is impossible because of knight b6.
Not
Engine gives
easy.
a slight.
Not easy
Yeah,
to
not at
see.
all easy. That's the main reason I went for rook fd1.
Also makes sense. I think rook fd1 just keeps it simple. Bishop d7.
It just avoids the option of e5, e4. And bishop d7 means black already decided that he will play very passive this game.
Yeah.
And rook d2, I feel by this time already maybe move number 15 or 16. It's white who can play for 2 dozens.
Right. Again,
For
you
win
are
and a
in
draw.
that nice zone.
Yes.
Like the last
Yes.
game.
And I'm in my nice zone and I will keep fighting.
Right. But does that thought that, oh, if I win, I'll get GM norm worry you a bit in this position?
Yes, it was actually worrying me, but I tried to keep control on myself.
How did you do that? What did you tell yourself?
I don't know that exactly, but I just because it was a must-win situation, and so I tried all my best to do everything.
Okay. King f8. Rook here. King e7.
And now knight g5 is the only move to keep an advantage.
You are threatening h7 pawn.
Yes, and another idea is to play knight e4 and knight c.
Nice.
And if after knight e4 black defends with b6, I can play knight ec3 and knight d5.
If b6, then knight?
Knight ec3.
Knight ec3 and knight d5. Oops.
d5.
Yeah. Wow.
So now maybe black can understand the move a7 e5 was not at all right.
Knight b4.
Knight b4 is actually luckily is the strongest defense knight b4.
Why would you say luckily?
Huh?
Why would you say
luckily
luckily?
because knight b4 doesn't look natural at all. Just
Right.
moving the knight to b4, a6 and everywhere doesn't look good for me.
Right.
And now I was just playing the strongest move with bishop f3. And now bishop c3.
So attacking the a5 pawn.
Yes.
Provoking
And now
this.
knight a7.
Coming to c6.
Bringing the knight to c6.
Yeah, you see you are positionally very strong. I see that you're playing for squares all the time. Can he kick you with f6?
Yes, actually this is not possible because of knight h7. I calculated it during the game knight f7.
Yeah.
Rook d7.
Oh, just take this.
Yes, and now knight c6.
Ooh.
King e8, rook d7, king d7, knight b8, g4.
Is your knight going to get trapped?
No, it is never going to get there because after g4, white has h4, g5, and even bishop e4.
Hmm. Got it.
The h7 knight is just very strong. It's pressuring the f6 pawn.
So bishop e8, knight
Knight
c6.
c6. And then
And
knight h7. Just.
and you are like, okay, this is pawn up position. Even my knight is
But okay,
trapped.
knight h7 is actually a very important move to find because if I don't play knight h7, it's just very difficult to win.
Yeah, but
f4 looks very tempting here.
f4.
But I calculated the variations accurately after knight c5 actually.
Knight
It
c5,
holds.
attacking
If
d3.
b4, if b4, captured, and knight d3.
Knight.
D3 also holds and even knight e6 also holds. Any one of them
Hmm. Knight d3 also seems fine.
holds. So actually after knight c5, f into e5 is the best try.
You mean after knight c5 here, fe5.
F into e5. And now knight d3 maybe. Yeah,
Knight d3.
yes.
Okay.
Because after knight, if we mistakenly take on b3, then black is just lost. Because of king f2.
What? And I go back?
King e2 and the knight cannot come to d3.
But then this position, why is it winning for you?
The h7 pawn is going next and it is because I didn't knew that it is winning for me. I just calculated till king e2 and I understood that okay, this is just very dangerous for white. But when I found the difference of knight c5 and knight e6, I felt that okay, f4 is not right.
Right. So when you saw this one,
Knight
sorry,
d3 here.
b4, take, and knight
And now knight
e6,
e6.
you
It's
felt like, let me just directly
just
take this.
grab the h7.
f6, g4.
And now h4. g5 and knight f6. My knight is safe.
Now knight is coming out.
And e4 was a big mistake because of knight into e4.
Hey, you're not going to miss this tactic.
Oh
Very
no.
nice. Take here, take here.
And knight d5. I don't care my b3 pawn. I'm playing knight f4 and taking the g6 pawn.
Wow. Okay. So he went a4.
And now
You,
bishop a4. And king f5. And the rest is just a matter of time.
why not knight f4 here? Does that?
Okay, it's possible. It's also possible.
Hmm.
Anything. And knight f6 was just king g7, knight d7.
And then the other pawn would queen, the a pawn.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, Mayank, that was brilliant. I mean, what a way to get
Yes.
your GM norm and
Yeah.
enjoyable
Maybe
games.
maybe because of this season, this game got the best game out around him.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was so nice. You kept control throughout and you beat an experienced opponent. Um, you are now not just one GM norm, but you also gained, if I'm not mistaken, 180 points, 185.
185 points and my live rating is around 23, 26.
You are just jumping, right? Like, for example, at some point you jumped to 2100 plus, then you came down to 1900. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Then you
Yes,
again
yes,
now
yes.
jump to 2300. How do you do that? Like, such huge.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I was just okay. I feel that okay. I actually don't know how I increased so much of below rating, but okay, I just managed to increase.
Yeah, you just keep making good moves. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Tell me something. In Guwahati, where you live in Assam, as there's not there are not so many strong players, right? Uh,
Yes.
how easy it is, or how tough is it for you to improve at chess, staying there?
Okay. Actually, because we stay in Guwahati, Assam, it's actually very difficult because if it would have been easy, there would have been many strong upcoming players from Assam.
Hmm. Can you tell us
But
some of
because it is
the difficulties what you face?
the most difficult is the travel expenses.
Hmm.
As because when we go to somewhere like Nagpur this time, there is no direct flight from Guwahati to Nagpur. We have to go to Mumbai first and then Mumbai to Nagpur.
Right.
And the flight tickets are generally very expensive.
Hmm.
But that's the main difficulty we face. And in Assam, there is no tournaments. So we have to always travel to Delhi, Mumbai, and sometimes abroad.
Right. And also the thing is, you whenever things happen in your region, you do play it. I think you are the Northeast champion,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
What are those events which you have won? I think in all formats,
Uh,
right? You are the champion.
yes, in Northeast, I'm a Northeast champion and I'm the Assam champion
Mm,
on rapid, blitz, and classical.
wow. And also you are the under 17 national champion twice.
Yes,
That's
yes.
amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, if you had to give credit to few of the people who have helped you to improve, who would they be?
My mother, my coach, Swash Mishra, and of course you.
Me? No. What I
No,
that
means without your support, it would have been impossible for me to become under 17 national champion.
hmm. I think a lot of people who have helped also through help chess. So my gratitude to them,
Yes,
the Help Chess
Mrityunjay sir,
Foundation.
Sainik sir, and Purvi ma'am.
Yes, they have been very helpful in this, and I'm sure Mayank, with the way you are performing, you'll get even more supporters. I think you also train at Killer Chess Training.
Yes, I was, but okay, I love my the I have no memberships now because the membership is just very expensive and we are unable to afford.
That is true. That is true. But hopefully that will get resolved very soon, and you will get to
Yes,
train at Killer Chess Training once again. But
yes.
Mayank, this has been brilliant. I absolutely enjoyed talking to you for nearly 56 minutes, analyzing all
Thanks.
different kinds of games. Some games were no exchanges for 37 moves. Then the end game with
Yes.
Burmakin, where you kept patience, and then the positional game against Fedorov. So it's very, very nice to see
And
it.
this three games in my life was just very good. And my game against Muhammad Nubairshah Shaikh was also wonderful because I had the rook sacrifice.
Really?
Yes.
Do you want to just very quickly like show me that moment of where you
Yes, okay.
sacrificed the rook? Which was the
Yes.
move number? We can go there and
After Queen C6.
okay. Let me just get this. Yes. So you are playing with black against Nubair, and Nubair is two GM norms and very strong player. So queen somewhere here.
No, no, after Queen C6.
Okay, let's quickly move in a bit.
And now Queen H4.
Oh, you just gave up a full
Sacrifice.
rook.
Yes, on 8.
You could have played rook c8 or some. No, there's queen
But okay,
d5.
then black is not getting an advantage.
So here, okay, let's
And
see.
five, and
He
I
took.
actually wanted to win this game because 5 rounds had already over, and okay, I have not won against a single high-rated opponent till now.
Look, f2 is hanging right now.
Yes, 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 yes.
So he must
And
defend it.
94, and here I played rook into d4,
Okay,
which
if he
is
plays this,
e2,
then
e2 is going. Just
e2 is
e2.
just lost, and then you have all this queen g3 business coming up.
Yes.
So knight d4.
And rook d4 is, I feel, a slight inaccuracy.
Why?
Because rook f4 was just winning on spot.
Rook f4.
F4.
But then he defends how? Rook e2 or what should he do? Yeah, let's say
But then
rook.
the h3, but then the h3 pawn is going, and it's the g4 pawn.
Wow. Okay, this is lost.
Okay,
So
okay,
even
this was simple.
I
I
think
just
even
missed it.
this here you would just do the same. G4 is
I
hanging.
think after queen d5, I guess queen d5 was the only strongest defense here.
Hmm.
And maybe the only move to win is rook into f2.
But this is not so easy to spot. Okay, your threat is queen
Yes,
g3.
yes,
Uh,
rook into f2 was actually, I missed it. I calculated queen into f2 check.
right, and I think rook e3. You have rook takes b2.
Yes, it's just,
But you took here rook d4, bishop
yes,
d4. Now attacking the rook here,
queen
and
d5.
also this. So he played this good move.
And now queen g3 check.
Check. He went
Bishop
back.
f2 check that maybe be stronger.
Directly you think this would have
Yes,
been better.
yes, yes. H3 pawn is going.
Hmm.
But I played queen g3 here.
Here takes king f1, bishop e1.
Actually, now the position is equal.
But he made this mistake. He should have taken the
Queen to
queen.
g3. Yes, which is okay. It's just very difficult.
This should
Play that
be
move.
fine, yeah, for white. Rook
Yes, yes.
c1. But he went
But
rook.
okay, he was already playing in 2 minutes and it was difficult to play queen first. And queen b3, and I think black is just winning up to. The knight is just very active,
Wow.
and then
Okay.
king was just winning.
This is a very good example of how the knight and queen can combine to launch
Yes,
strong
yes.
attacks. Oh, and he resigned. Wow. Brilliant. Okay, before I let you go, Mayank, tell us who is your favorite chess player? Do you have one?
Uh, yes. All of the top 100 players are my favorite. I
All
respect all the chess players who play chess. So all of the chess players in the world are my favorite.
really? All of them?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All the chess players.
Very interesting. And do you also focus on your academics, on your education, on your studies,
Yes,
or
yes,
you
yes,
are just
yes, yes,
totally
yes.
focused on chess?
I focus on academics also.
You do? Which
Yes,
grade are you in and
sometimes.
which school?
South Point School lesson.
South Point School, Assam, and you are in eighth grade?
Now ninth grade.
Ninth. So you're born in 2008?
Nine.
2009 born, and you are in ninth grade. But I guess your main aim is to pursue chess. Is it true or?
Yes, 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 yes. So my main aim is to pursue chess.
Mm. Okay, brilliant. Well, Mayank, pleasure talking to you. This was our first interview, I believe, online, and I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes,
And I hope that we'll have more interviews in the coming days. Good
I hope
luck.
so.
Good luck to your to for the next tournaments.
And